Hi, this is Nick Cousins, and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Cote, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
We've been on a little bit of a vacation, Riggs.
You've been on vacation.
Me? Whoa. Time out. I said we have. I really haven't. I've actually worked. You've been in Jamaica here and there. I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah, I know.
It's summertime.
I'm definitely right. But not a whole lot going on, so we decided to take a couple weeks off and
Pump the brakes a little.
yeah, recharge, as you would like to say.
Yeah,
We
get
didn't
ready for the
down
season.
to the ground of the earth like we used to on Sundays back in the day. We
Not
didn't
quite that
tell
low.
that story yet, but I'll never forget the ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah. How could you?
Oh,
Those
boys.
rims?
We used to Sundays was our recharge day, so we'd have a couple of mushrooms from the earth,
Of course.
you know. And Riles always told me, Debo, you probably been there, you know, recharge the battery on Sunday. So Monday we wake up, we'll feel good. All right, let's do it. We're doing it. So we do it. Those things start ringing into my mind a little bit. I'll never forget. So I'm like, get Nancy, get up, walk around. You're doing push-ups, you know, getting down on the ground. You got to get one with the earth.
Well, you got to ground out
Yeah, you
one.
got to ground it out.
You got to.
But the funniest is I hear this music. And remember, I go to the door, and I'm like, whoa. And he's like, just like this, just starts dying laughing, crying. And I'm like, you guys, and our friend Jen was there, and I'm like, you guys got to see this. This ice cream truck. This is the sickest thing I've ever seen. This guy's got tears rolling down his face, crying, laughing. I'm like, I'm not kidding. I'm like, come here. And this thing was pimped out, like pimped. He gets to the door, sees it. You fall over. Oh my God! Didn't believe me.
Oh.
You didn't know it was that.
I've never seen a pimped out ice cream truck.
Who did the pimp my rides? Was it Exhibit?
Exhibit,
Is
yeah,
that
right,
who it was?
yeah.
Dude, this thing had to have been done there.
Had to have been.
It was the coolest ice cream truck. They had to be selling drugs out
Oh,
of
it
that
had to
thing.
have been. Yeah, a little ice
It wasn't
cream,
just ice cream
little
out of that
drugs.
thing. It had to be something. Some Nike shoes.
Oh,
There's a lot
man.
of things going on.
The
But
24-inch rims,
yeah,
chromed
this
out.
thing-
It's like,
it was so sick. But anyway, I remember we were laughing so hard. I thought I was imagining it. Like,
no, it was real.
it was real.
That
It was
thing
a
exists.
real deal. But yeah, man, not a whole lot going on in the hockey world. Not really.
No,
I mean, well,
couple signings.
couple little things. What do you got?
Well, a little big ticket signing by your boy, Auston Matthews.
Ooh, not bad. Would you say no to 14.3 shoots a year?
Probably not.
I don't think I would either.
No.
I would. I mean, luckily we were making 15 here, but cents. No, I meant mil. He's making 14. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Big deal,
yeah.
man. And it's a team that finally got out of the first round. It's not all on Austin, but he is. I mean, he's obviously an unreal player. Scores a lot of goals.
Yep.
But you want to score those goals when they count in the postseason. Hopefully, you know, it's not just him, but man, what a deal. Wow.
Yeah.
14.3.
Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad for 4 years. So if he's there for 4 more years, does he, if they win, you're Canadian, you know, you guys want to win. You guys want a Canadian team to win the cup. But if he doesn't win, or if he does win, does he go and sign it at home in Arizona?
Oh, Arizona.
Well, or if they're even there. We
Yeah,
don't even
no,
know.
yeah, right.
Oh, they don't have a new arena built? I thought they just, like Calgary? Calgary's almost
3 months.
done. They're
Yeah.
almost done. But it's
they
just,
probably won't be in the league by then, I would
they
imagine.
probably won't. But
I think he signs with the Flyers.
Austin?
Imagine that.
Baller's throwing that out there.
Danny Briere was his favorite player growing up.
That is a great point, actually. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, he
was
played
his
in
favorite
AZ.
player. Yep, he did. That's right.
That's a
where
good
the little
point.
fella
Oh,
started.
man. Well, 4 years, we'll just hang on with Mitchy Mitch. He's coming
Hey,
out
look,
of KHL.
perfect time, and maybe they'll do it
Little
on
line
that
mates.
last year because, he's got a year left. Yeah, maybe they do that.
Maybe just pull a blockbuster trade.
Do you think Danny B's going to have 14.3 sitting there for one guy?
Just got to start moving some assets around.
Well, they should have started that last year for Johnny Hockey.
Start right now. Start moving some
to
assets,
start moving
preparing
them
for the
now.
final year of
Listen,
that
we
4-year
need
deal.
4 years.
Yeah.
In 4 years, this is why we're making this move. Don't worry about it. I got it. But in a little bit of Flyer news, Ivan Fedotov is back. And I don't know if it's trouble. I don't know what it is, but the IIHF suspended him, saying that he has a legit Flyers contract, which I thought we knew he did.
Yeah. What was the confusion on
But
that?
then, he was playing in the
So
California
now he's
Penal League
sussy
there
till
for
Jan
a year.
1 or what?
I don't know. That's what they're saying, but they're appealing it. His team in Russia, the KHL, they're appealing it, but I don't know what's
Last
going
couple
on.
of years for
It
this
just
guy.
seems
Just
like
a
this
rodeo.
guy- Catch a break, boys.
Man.
I don't know.
It's just going to make him stronger, a little adversity.
Yeah, I
Go
guess.
serve in the military, a little suspension. Probably, I guess, a couple suspensions in there.
Yeah,
It's tough.
It's I don't know what they're doing.
He'll be resilient when he comes back.
You think so?
I think
he'll
so.
be resilient.
He'll be.
What are you gonna do there in the middle of the winter if he can't even play? He can't play preseason.
Yeah,
But then
I guess just
they're not
practice,
letting him,
right?
but
Just get some reps in. Get
some
a good
reps
goalie
in.
coach.
Lots of reps for that long.
Yeah, it's tough. That's got to be tough
yeah,
on
I
the
just-
psyche there a little bit.
Yeah, it's a long time. Maybe the appeal works. and
Yeah, I
he
hope
gets to
so.
Play, our boy Mitchkoff, as you like to call him.
Mitchy Mitch.
Mitchy Mitch had a good preseason. Although Baller said he did get benched last game. Do you know why, Baller? No.
He's dogging on the back check, Nast.
Does he have back check in his
200
game?
feet game?
I'm not sure. Does he have back check in his game?
I think a little bit. 100 foot.
You do.
That was about all I
You
could do is
actually
hustle
do.
back with
No,
the head,
even in the
bury the
men's
head.
league. Even
Oh
in the
yeah,
men's
men's
league,
league.
yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that and some sad news. Bad. I don't know if it's sad, but kind of sad for him. Jonas Donskoy had to retire with concussion issues. So that sucks, man. I wish him
Yeah.
the best. It happens a lot.
Hopefully he's getting some good care, because if not, we can direct him to some people that know what the hell's up.
Yeah,
with
you
the
for
brain.
sure can do that. I'm sure he's probably been made aware of that.
I would hope so.
So Natty Ice, our men's league team, we've joined the new league, the Ultimate Adult Hockey League.
It's pretty intense.
You were supposed to play in the All-Star game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Sorry, Vainsy. The guy had life came up like this guy.
Life came up. Yeah, a little curveball.
His daughter's running a show, which they run Elvies too. That's for sure. I can't control them. They're out of control. That's what he
Well,
said.
they are.
Dad, they're out of control. In a good way.
Yeah.
They're wild.
They're
every time
wild.
they come here, boys, I give his girls like some sugar because he can't stand that. And they're bouncing.
Well, that's why they're out of control, because they're not used to that.
Most kids get
that
a
brain
little
spike.
cupcake here and there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, here and there. Right? Not for
Not three.
Brecky. Not for.
Not three.
There's a limit. There's a limit.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to for the men's league start up.
What do they got, like real
a lot of
time updates?
They do. They actually do. Like I know, name is not going to be in any kind of real time updates, but I think it's cool. Like they actually do a little pod as well, and they have enough. They've got a lot of teams now. There's like 4 or 5 different divisions, and they're actually using Hollydale as well for the ice because they have so many teams now.
Huh.
They've actually done a really
So
good
the
job.
Hollydale League completely crumbled, or what?
No, they still have something, but like as you know, like the A League, there's no teams left.
Right.
And I saw there was a couple men's league games going on last night when we finished up the Rebels practice. We had a late practice yesterday. We started training camp last week.
That's right.
Boys were 2-a-days. There's 35 guys, so there's 2 groups, two ice sessions in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. It was a long week.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was a long week. But it's been fun. some new faces. We'll see who. You got to make some cuts here. You got about 8 cuts they have to make. So Justin Hale has his hands full for the Rebels.
For the Rebs.
Yeah.
Well, it's an exciting time. Hockey season's back.
It's right here. I'm not going to lie to you, and I'll tell Justin and Maddie control this. I would have liked to seen us start in another week like everyone else instead of this week, but we do have 2 scrimmage games this week, so
all right,
or 3 actually. There's 3 preseason games this week.
So it's on.
And Elvis has his first preseason game.
Oh man, look out!
Philadelphia Hockey Club, PHC. The 2014s are coming. They're coming. They're ready. Franny, Paid Zoo. He's finishing up Elvis' mask.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that
PHC mask. Yep, and hopefully Carter will be donning that mask finally.
You got to get it rocking this preseason.
Wicked Witch is gone.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Holy cow.
No kidding.
No, just kidding. Maybe we even do a different one. But that
Fire up a
one's
new one?
sick. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
You got the cake. Just fucking throw her out there. Let's make some new stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, I think it's about that time.
It is that time. Episode 125.
With the former number 25.
That's right. Our good friend Nick Cousins. Cuz. What a beauty.
He's a beauty. He's an absolutely beautiful human. Made me laugh a lot. Still does.
Oh, yeah.
Texted with him, but a great guy. Good hockey player.
No doubt. Let's go.
Let's go.
Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
And I am Derek Settlemyre. This week, Riggs, we have a good friend on. So excited to get this guy. He's kind of big time just a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. He definitely has not. A former third-round pick, number 68th overall by the Philadelphia Flyers. Our good friend, Mr. Brian Nicholas Cousins. Nick Cousins. Cuzzy, what's up, bro?
How'd you guys find? You knew that from Philly, eh?
Oh, Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia tells you too, but I said I gotta do it. Man, how you doing, bud?
No, I'm doing good. Been really busy here. It's been a short off season, so just been. I've had 4 weddings this summer, so I've been super busy there, kind of traveling around, getting to see some old friends and stuff, and been training and getting on the ice. It's getting close to September here, so just right in the thick of things right now. Just trying to get ready for this season here.
Yeah, I tell you that this is the wedding season. And some of my buddy, a couple people I know, I said, well, why should you be happy? Go ahead, do it. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Hey, cheers! You're going down, man. It's all downhill from now. I'm kidding, man. That's awesome. That's
breaking into prison.
That's a short summer for you, man. But what an exciting year, man. You're down in Florida. We'll talk about that. But going to the finals, man. No one gave you guys a lot of people didn't give you a chance to slip into the playoffs there. You guys snuck in there by 1 point, but just Riley and I talked about it every week, just such a fun team to watch and dangerous team and really reminded us of the 2010 Flyers team that we snuck into the playoffs the last day of the season that year and end up in the finals and couldn't pull it off either. But man, it was fun to watch you guys. It had to be exciting.
Yeah, that was, such a crazy run. Just looking back at the season in general, I thought I never really got off to the best start. Like I thought around Christmas time, I think we were kind of on the bubble of the playoffs. We never really got hot there where we went on like a run or a streak or anything. And I think we just ended up getting hot with like maybe the last 15 games. I think we also had a 7-game homestand there. I think it was in the middle of March, maybe even February, where we had in a row at home. I think we ended up going 6-0-1 on that homestand. And then looking back at the season, I think if you remember when, there that viral video that when our coach there lit a fire on us in Toronto, and then on the bench there. I think after that we ended up coming back and winning in overtime in that game, up going 6-0-1 on that homestand. And then we ended up getting some help on the way there. I think Pittsburgh lost to Chicago at home, which kind of helped us propel us into the playoffs. And then going into the Boston series, we were down 3-1 going into Boston for Game 5. We win in overtime there, and then I mean, yeah, I guess the rest is history. Then we kind of just carried the momentum in conference series. And then, I mean, go into Toronto and then take 2 on the road in Toronto in the second round, and then kind of carry that momentum, 1-5 there. And then obviously sweep Carolina. And then, I mean, I guess Vegas kind of took it to us there. We ran into some injury trouble, and, they were kind of, on our heels for most of that. They played really well.
Yeah, they had a really, really good team. As you guys did as well. But like you said, you ran into some injury troubles, which happens when you play that long. And playoffs, a lot of people don't understand just how hard it is on your players, on your body, and the sacrifice it takes. But nonetheless, it was so much fun to watch your team play, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Cuzzy, was there like a shift in, maybe a bit of philosophy, or was it just like momentum you guys were just riding? Because, I mean, it seemed like you guys really had that chip on your shoulder. You guys were, say, a physical team in the playoffs, hard to play against them. Not that you weren't before, but was there something that kind of clicked, or was it just one of those, like you start winning games and you just like rallying around each other and you guys believe that you're going to win it and just kind of go from there?
Yeah, I mean, we just, I don't know, we just like found out like what made us successful there. I mean, we didn't really find any consistency in the regular season and in that style of play until the last, whatever it was, like many games it was. And then, I mean, we went through a lot of video sessions and stuff like that as a team, as we need to be a little bit harder to play against, a little bit harder on pucks, a little bit better defensively. Our team likes to make a lot of plays too. We just got to find that balance of maybe not making too many risky plays where it goes back the other way, rather than just making the smart play or chipping it in and getting it deep and live to fight another day again. I thought in the playoffs we kind of just found our game at the right time, and then we got some help along the way. Our goaltender played unbelievable. Bobrovsky probably played the best hockey of his career in the playoffs there, and then got timely saves.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say even Alex Lyon jumping in there and holding the fort down,
right.
like he was amazing. I was so happy for him.
Yeah,
we had him here in Philly. And good dude.
My bad for not including him there, because he carried us through most of that Boston series, and then Bob took over there. I forgot when Bob took over. It might have been game 6 or 7. I don't know. I don't remember. But he went in there and then kind of kept us in a lot of games and got timely saves, timely goals. Tkachuk, I can't remember how many big plays he made throughout the playoffs. Verhaeghe too, some big overtime goals. But just like, you guys know, just like when you get that like team morale off like big overtime wins, it just carries so much juice throughout the locker room. It's so much fun. It's all about the team in the playoffs. Practicing it anymore. You're just recovering, playing games, and everybody's watching. It's such a fun time of year, and probably the most fun I've had playing hockey in my career. And it's one of those like, it almost felt like it was too good to be true there. And at one point, it felt like everything was going to align, and for us maybe to raise that thing at the end, but. They just took it to us pretty good, and Cote and Derek, they're a really good team. They deserve it.
Yeah, I was just thinking as you were talking there about you were playing on the line. You played with a lot of guys, but you really fit in real well with Bennett and Tkachuk there. You guys had something going. And Baller even brought up you were playing with Barkov too. I know they probably roll in like doing different things, but. You finally may have found a guy that talks more shit than you with Tkachuk. So could you imagine?
Right.
Could you imagine these two going against shit?
I can't imagine.
You got Cuzzy over here, you got Tkachuk over here,
just nonstop.
That had to be great, man. That's one of the things I always loved about you. When I was getting to know you when you were a kid and I started seeing you play, and I used to laugh. Rouse, because there'd be like a little scrum and then everything's over, changing lines. You see Cuzzy talking out of the side of his mouth. You see somebody whip their head around.
And then all the bees swarm.
What could he have said? Next thing you know, that guy's in the box and we're on a power play. But it's one of my favorite things about you. But I couldn't imagine you and Tkachuk out there at the same time.
You know what though? Like, yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of the verbal stuff too that goes along with it, especially in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much like game within the game and all the verbal trash talk and the stuff after the whistle and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, he's one of those guys that you just love having on your team. But I hated playing against this guy. So you guys know, like he has that reputation, but yeah, I'm the same way too. And then you throw Bennett in there, who just I mean he doesn't say much on the ice. That's usually me and Chucky who are doing the talking. He plays so hard, and then when the whistles blows, he just skates to the bench, and me and Chucky will hang around the net and kind of do our thing. But he deserves a lot of credit because he complements me and him really well. He brings the speed factor in the middle of the ice. I mean, does so many good things that you need to win, and probably one of the most underrated players that I've played with. I mean, I never really gave him enough credit until I actually got to know him and play with him and see him on a regular basis. So yeah, those two are obviously tremendous. I mean, really lucky to be able to play on a line with those two. Probably, I mean, Chucky's probably the most skilled player. Just the vision and the passing ability and making plays out of nothing. Probably the most skilled player I've ever played with, I guess. I mean, he's up there. Probably not. I mean, I play with some really good players, but he's up there in the top echelon. He's elite.
And he's a different breed.
He is, yeah. He's a rare breed.
He's got everything. Like, you know, he's got to drop him. He drops him.
Oh yeah, he plays hard.
It's hard to. I can imagine. I mean, I didn't play hockey, but like watched tons of games and been around the game a long time. Man, he's just a hard guy to play against.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you could see getting very frustrated playing with him. And then he buries the old team. You know, like
yeah, exactly. Clutch goals.
He's got you riled up, then he scores. And
yeah,
you know, then he's laughing, right? You know.
Yeah, that's what probably drives guys. I mean, nuts the most is that like he's like the last guy in the scrum. He's always in your face. First guy in the scrum. First guy to start something. But like, I mean, for me personally, it dragged me into the game more. Like because he's always in there. He's always in the middle of everything. And then we go on the power play or something, and he's the first guy to get a stick on a puck, and then or a big goal or a big hit, and it's just like you're just like it was like crazy to watch because he was playing on a different level, and it's just like go out there and play, and he's such a unique player. And I mean, I never really got to see him a lot in Calgary. And he's still a young player, but I have so much respect for just how he is on the ice and what he can do, but then also off the ice, he's a great person. Like he's a great teammate. You guys would love him. Nasty, you would absolutely love this guy.
Yeah.
He treats the trainers with as much as respect as he treats our captain. Like the trainers love him. The massage, you know, Nas. Like the guys absolutely love this guy, and as a teammate too, I've been probably talking to him every week here since I've been gone. I mean, and then, you know, you play 10 months, you don't want to see anybody, but I'm actually, you know what I mean? After you see that you see your teammates for 10 straight months, it's nice to get away. But yeah, just I'm really lucky to get to know this guy because I got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, it's funny you brought up how well he treats everyone. His dad was the exact same way. It's funny. When I just got into hockey, their dad, Big Walt, was very young in the game. He was already the captain though in Winnipeg.
Yeah, right.
And this guy was unbelievable. He treated everyone with so much respect, and I became buddies with him. And we played Winnipeg twice a year.
Yeah,
this guy was bring me. You see him downstairs. I got like 8 of his sticks. He would bring me sticks every time. Like, I don't know if you want them. I'm no good, but I'm like, yeah, you're pretty good, dude.
Yeah, not bad.
But just a great guy, and he obviously taught the boys the right way. And probably growing up in the locker room didn't hurt either.
No kidding, right? Being around the guys.
But yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, man. That he's a special hockey player, man.
I gotta ask you, cuz you know you've played on a few teams, and you know with the way you play, the edge, the shit talking. Like, what's it like going into locker rooms against guys that you've had battles with? You know, like just you know, like what's that initial icebreaker like?
Hey man, I'm actually a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, like usually it's a little awkward at the start, obviously. I mean, but it always gets brought up, and I mean, like, and then like usually probably like halfway through the year, they always say, man, like, I can't believe you're like this off the ice. Like, you're like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, you're like a different person on the ice. I'm like, yeah, it's just like, I get so competitive. And like, I mean, it's kind of kept me around too, where,
Yeah.
I'm coming up on like 600 games here now. And it's just, I mean, something that I've kind of just done throughout my career. And I mean, but yeah, like once the initial, sorry, I get to know the guys and they get to know me on a personal level, it's just, I mean, everything's kind of pushed aside, but no, for sure, there's some awkward and early on, but it's maybe me trying to make some friends there early on, but once we move past that, we start playing some games and getting on the road and going for dinners and stuff, it all evens out, and pretty popular, or not, just like pretty well liked guy in the locker room that I'm in. So
yeah, for sure. I was saying to Riggs earlier, to Riley earlier, I was like, man, Cuzzy, I can't even imagine when he was burying 103 points in junior, the shit that was coming out of your mouth. Like probably walking in with sunglasses on, getting out of that Mercedes you had when you were in junior. Hey, I know about all of it, brother. Like, I know about all of it.
He's big time with the juniors.
Big time, as Chief would say. Woo,
yeah.
Let me tell you.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I mean, I was probably worse in junior, to be honest.
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I played against Ekblad. Obviously, Aaron Ekblad plays him now, and he was telling me some junior stories, and I'm like, I don't even remember saying that kind of stuff. Like because he used to play. He was in Barrie, and I was in the. He was I think he was the first overall pick. So I don't know if I played against him 1 year or 2 years, or how many years it was, but he was telling me some stuff that I said, and I'm just like, man, I can't believe I said that. It's
yeah.
Cool.
Definitely crossed the line.
I love that shit. Man.
Oh yeah, I know for sure.
To me, it's not as much as it used to be. I love that there's still guys that get in there.
Yeah.
I think it has an effect on some guys can't handle it.
Oh, some guys really can't handle it. I know that's the beauty of it.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's why I always find it funny when guys like yourself go to a new team. You know what I mean? Because you do cross that line, right? I mean, some guys play a hard game, but like when you start crossing that line, people take it personally sometimes. So when you have those first initial conversations, you wonder like what's going on through the guy's head.
That reminds me, because I remember Chief was telling Riley and I one time about when he got traded to Washington. So Philly and Washington back in the day, like these guys Terry Murray was coaching there. Like these guys wanted to kill each other, and they used to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Dale Hunter is the captain in Wash, and Chief would try to take his head off like all the time, hated him. And Huntsy hated Chief. So he gets traded there, and they don't speak to each other from the deadline where he gets traded till the end of the season. The next year, Sluggo, the old equipment guy there, who he's doing 3 ice now.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Sluggo's the man. Sluggo put them beside each other. They've been best friends ever since. So it's just kind of funny, like you're a situation where you're walking, maybe you've really gone after someone, and then you end up, it's hockey's. It's the great thing about hockey is it's really hard to find a really bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, there's guys, you want to kill him, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh man, I was in a golf tournament. This guy's a fucking beauty.
Yeah,
I love him. Like,
that's it's funny you say it, because like I've also like bounced around here. I played on a couple teams who were like guys on certain teams that don't like me, but then maybe I played with them or whatever, and then they toss in maybe hopefully a good word, say that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they don't like me, at least they can ask around, and then hopefully I'm all liked enough where somebody will put in a good word in there here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, then they really don't matter when you're playing against guys, right? It's like that's kind of like your advantage, right? You almost would rather be disliked because it helps your game out a little bit. Obviously, you want your teammates like you.
I wanted to bring up. We wanted to ask you. You were just talking about that Toronto series real quick. Biggest goal you ever scored?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm from Belleville here, which is 2 hours from Toronto, so it's like, I mean, it was my favorite team growing up, and then just had so much friends and family, not at the game, but they were watching on TV. Like everybody in Ontario was watching, right? 'Cause it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, and like so many texts after the game, which was just so cool. And then Just to be able to contribute in that big moment, right, was probably the most cool thing.
Yeah.
I was on the fourth line all year and then kind of got elevated in the playoffs, and just special to be able to make a difference at that magnitude of the playoffs. Yeah, for sure.
It was you had me. I shouldn't tell you pump your tires up, but you had me jump right off the couch there. Obviously, I was pulling for you guys. You got a lot of guys I know on that team too, and I really good friends with your equipment staff there. The Thomas the Train. Does he ever get there and do his crab dance for you guys? What a beauty! Oh, is he a beauty or what, man? This guy's unbelievable.
That guy is unbelievable. He's the man. He makes going to the rink on game 75 a fun. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's just he's a beauty. He's awesome. And Teddy's the best too. And
Dakota. You got a good crew. And you got Chunks. You got Chunks there too, Oscar. That's my boy.
The best, man. I got his number. He's been sending me the odd text. I'm like, buddy, I'm gonna have to see you here every day. Leave me alone. He's awesome. I actually got to know him really well this year. I feel like just when you go to a team, there's so many people that are just fly under the radar that don't get recognized, that are such good people that you become super close with, right? And it's just, and then you meet so many good people along the way. So those are some guys that they'll be lifelong friends for sure, and people I keep in touch with for sure.
Yeah, good dudes, man. And we got to bring up Goody getting in front of that net too on your shot.
Oh yeah,
I think the beard got the beard was fucking screening the goalie as well.
Distraction for the tendy.
Yeah, Goody's one of my favorite guys. Along with you as well. You know that we've stayed in touch, but man, I love that Goody. Ooh, it's nice to have him on your team, Cuzzy? So you're coming across the blue line with your head on a swivel because he's going to take it off if he can.
Well, I think he's one of the most underrated D in the league. I know he'll take your head off, but he can also make some sneaky good plays. He's got some good poise to him on the breakouts and little plays like that he doesn't have a rep. I mean, even when I was playing with him in Philly, I was like, this guy he's legit. And then I thought last year he was one of our most consistent D men, just moving the puck, doing his thing, and then he keeps guys honest out there, and you just play a little bit bigger when he's on the ice. And we're so lucky to have him. But he just signed an Anaheim. I'm really not looking forward to playing Anaheim this year.
I know, right?
With that guy on the other side, cut through the middle, with your head down, he'll catch you.
He'll get you.
No matter what.
Because he was gonna. Yeah, no doubt he is. I was gonna say, you've come a long way from your days in Adirondack with the Phantoms, and then a couple of years there, I had an opportunity to coach you, and then 2 years, I believe, in
power lines or something there. Something's going on in that place, boy.
Glens Falls. Oh yeah.
What a city.
It's the water. It's the water. Yeah, the chemicals in it growing the forest eye.
Something. I don't know what it is.
Oh
anyway,
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, obviously those first couple of years in Adirondack were a grind, and then and then moving on to Lehigh. Was there ever a point, maybe not even within those years, but maybe even after, did you find this dream is becoming doom and gloom, or was there always you knew you're gonna find your way out of the jungle and work your way up?
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, my first year pro, I had some times there. I mean, obviously you're the coach there, but I think just getting accustomed to being on your own, first of all, coming from junior where you have bills and stuff, and then just the pro lifestyle, pro game, so many growing pains that I had my first year. But I thought that as the year went on, my first year there, I got a little bit better towards the end of the year and kind of found my way. Yeah, I mean, at first there, you never really know how it's going to turn out. I remember having lots of meetings with Terry Murray there in his office in that beautiful city of Glens Falls. But you never really know how it's going to turn out. And then I thought that summer after my first year was kind of I thought it was probably my make or break. Kind of just put my work boots on. I don't think we didn't make the playoffs there, so we had lots of time in the summer to kind of work on my skating and lots of other things that I had to fine tune. And then that year we moved to Lehigh Valley with the new rink and stuff, and it kind of like almost like rejuvenated me a little and gave me a little bit more energy. Where playing in a city and in an atmosphere where it was fun coming to the rink. And the facility there is probably the best in the American League, in my opinion. And just found my game. I thought, I'd play with a lot more confidence, a lot more pace, a little bit more ice time as well. And then just kind of carried that momentum throughout that season. And then I think I found my way up to the Flyers there. I can't remember how many games were left, but I ended up finishing the year there. And then after that, I kind of had a lot of confidence knowing that I could play at that level, and kind of just ran with it. And then I don't know, just trying to find a seat at the table where you can make yourself useful and impactful. I've kind of done that so far in my career, and just trying to just make yourself relevant each and every night, or whether what team you're on and what role you have. It's kind of what I've been doing here so far. So
yeah. Well, it's worked out well. I was just gonna say, building off that, like, when did you accept that you're probably gonna have to be a little bit more of that role player? Moving up.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, because I come from junior. I mean, a lot of guys are skill guys, but yeah, I mean, I thought I was probably going to be like a top 6 player, but I think I realized, I don't know when it was. I think I just realized that when you get to the NHL, the top 6 is like legit, So then I just was like, okay, well, if I want to be a bottom 6 guy, can kind of play third, fourth line. You just gotta. You can't make those high risk plays that I guess the top 6 guys can make, and you got to be reliable defensively. I worked a lot on my defensive side of the game, and not cheap for offense. I guess you could get away with in the American League and junior. And yeah, because if you look around the league, the bottom 6 and the NHL is they're penalty killers. They're smart, reliable players. Guys that you can trust. So I just kind of stuck with that role, and it's better than being in the American League. I'll take that to playing in the NHL all day.
Yeah, right. It's a lot similar with Riles. He realized when he came up to the NHL, you probably weren't going to be in the top 6, Riggs. But Cuzzy, I'm kidding. This guy was in the lowest level there ever was and made it to the NHL. The story's amazing. But Cuzzy, I remember you got, I think it was the last 12 games of the year, if I'm not mistaken. You got called up. And, we did make the playoffs. And you were fortunate enough to get to your first year-end party in the NHL. And listen, I'm not gonna. Hey, relax. I'm not gonna.
Was that in Atlantic City?
Yeah. So.
I still have.
I've never seen a guy wheeled out of the club in a wheelchair. For one,
I have.
I'm not saying who it was. I'm not saying who it was.
No, that's all good. I still have the video on my phone. I'm pretty sure it was Braden Shen wheeling me out of the chair. But if you actually I remember you driving me home that day. I had an exit meeting in 30 minutes, and I wheeled in there, and they were looking at me, and I was looking a little green.
Well, what I was going to say, the funny thing is, someone got wheeled out because no one was going to care.
It happens.
It's not the first
a little
time.
Overserved.
It was legit. But what really, I remember laughing my ass off, and Huggy and I, we stayed up basically all night, but we have to be back because the guys have meetings, like their year-end meetings, which is always crazy to me. Like, give them a day.
Yeah,
give them a day to recoup. Anyway, I get down, I get the valet guy my thing to get my car, and my phone's ringing. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's 6:30. Like, fuck, Cuzzy. I'm like, hey, buddy, you all right? What's up? He's like, hey, can I ride back with you guys? And I said, yeah, are you up? Like, are you up and ready? And he's like, yeah, I'm down in the lobby. I turn around. Here's Cuzzy. You ever heard someone saying they lost their shirt at the gambling table? He didn't have a shirt on. And he's in the lobby. And I'm like, what? He's 20 feet away from me calling me. I don't think we could see each other. Our eyes were still trying to adjust, both of us, because we've been up.
A little foggy.
And I reach in my bag and I give him a shirt and put a t-shirt on.
That is so
And we get in the car and Elvis is a baby. And he's got some sunglasses. I look back, Cousin's got his sunglasses. Shutting her down for a little nap because we got him to the rink and he had 30 minutes to shower and get himself together. But
oh man,
it's just one of my favorite stories.
That was a great night. I remember that. And obviously, like, I was just so happy to be around the fellas. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, first NHL year-end party. It just sucks that we didn't make the playoffs. Obviously, that it was in April, but. Yeah. No, a great night. I remember that day, like, actually pretty good. I remember hopping in the car. There was somebody else in the back of me. I don't know if it was Wheelsy, maybe. I want to say Wheelsy.
Oh yeah, the wheel deal.
Yeah, he might have been the wheel deal.
There. Yeah.
I think he was looking at me like he's like, holy, this guy is he's going to a year-end meeting right now. But I think I slept in the room that night and I ended up losing my shirt. So I don't know. Whatever.
It happens.
Hey man, that's not
the question is how did your year-end meeting go?
Oh, no, it actually, you know what? I think it went great actually, because I don't know, they're like, yeah, like, thanks for all your hard work this year. I mean, you played a lot. They're like, we didn't play much, but your first taste, and work hard this summer. We'll check in with you in July. And I was like, thank God, that was
perfect.
Quick.
Yeah, right.
quick and quick.
Oh man,
so good.
So you fast forward from Philly, end up playing up and did really well. Like we're playing great with us, but you end up getting traded to Arizona. I guess after 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, one, why did Hexie trade you? Was it because of that?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It was 2 days. It was 2 years later. But no, in all seriousness, did you enjoy Rick Tocchet as a head coach? How did you like Tocchet? He's my boy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was talk though. I think that was the year there's the expansion draft or something, and there was the expansion draft going on, so I guess they wanted to move me, so they didn't want to lose me or something. I think that's what they told my agent or something. So
yeah,
so I went there, and then they just hired Rick Tocchet, and then I actually he's probably one of my favorite coaches. I actually still talk to him. He's awesome. Someone I actually still talk to on a somewhat regular basis. Really like it makes it easy because he's played, right? So it's just he's so like really easy to get along with. He had the open door policy in his office. Talk to him on a regular basis, and just made me feel comfortable. And I really like getting to know him as a coach and as a person. So
yeah, he's a great guy, really good dude.
Yeah, what was AZ like there? I mean, it obviously it's kind of a tough situation. What was your experience like?
Yeah, it was a lot different. I mean, the first year I was there, we started the year, what was it? 0-8-1. So it was a tough start. And that wasn't fun. So then after that, we kind of figured it out a little bit as the year went on, and it's just not fun when you in December, right? It's just we had such a tough start, couldn't battle back, and had some tough injuries and stuff, and new coach, Talk was still trying to figure it out and find his way, and it was fun though. It's obviously a great place to live. Really enjoyed coming to the rink every day with it's sunny every day there. So many good stuff. It's easy living down there. It really is. And then the second year there, we were a little bit better. We ended up missing the playoffs. I think it was by 3 points. And then, we were in the thick of it though the whole way. So that was a lot better in that aspect. But I enjoyed my time there. A lot of good people. I mean, Stan, right? Stan Wilson.
Yeah, oh my God, what
Denver.
Denver,
I mean, like
Denver, yeah.
Yeah, like such good people again. Like good training.
Yeah.
They make coming to the rink a lot of fun. Rudy too.
Yeah, Rudy's the man. Yeah.
Yeah. So those guys are awesome. Still like seeing them when we go there to play. Catch up with them and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, great place to play.
Riley and I were just out in Arizona, so we got to see Stan, and actually Denver made an appearance. He came to see me. He is a beauty. That kid's a beauty. I'll never forget. I was in Moscow with Team USA for World Championship, and Stan's doing Team Canada and Denver. He took Denver with him, but he's like, all right, you're going to go and work, right? Like Denver's like 14, 15, maybe that old. This guy was in my room the whole time. Like he was down the USA room, and like Stan come down and be like, Denver, get down here with me, man. Like I need your help. Like I need you down here. You're not with USA. You're down here. And like I'm laughing, right? Like he'd be like, all right, Nas, I'll see you a little bit. We got to talk about what we're doing tonight, our plans. He's like 15, like he's gonna go out, right? He's all wound up. He's hearing the boys.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're getting them all going too.
Like boys, doing their thing, and literally 20 minutes later, he'd be back.
Yeah.
Like, fold those socks for me, Denver. He's sitting there folding socks. Here comes Stan. Denver, let's fucking go. But anyway, yeah, great people, man. Really good people.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
And then you signed in Montreal. You speak French?
No, I don't. Not a lick.
How'd they deal with that? Because you hear like some people say, "Oh, they hate that." If you don't, Riggs speaks it. Riggs
barely.
Understands it.
I can understand it. Yeah, I wouldn't be a good representation of a French Canadian. That's for sure. Not in Montreal.
Yeah, no, it's close to home for me too. That was a really cool experience. I mean, obviously like completely different cities than Arizona, right? Like you go from like really easy living, nice weather every day in Arizona to basically city living where, I mean, it's cold, you see snow in October, all the way through till whatever, February, March or whatever it is. And it gets dark real early. So, yeah, another really cool city just to see the passionate fans that they have. And,
they weren't passionate in Arizona.
A little different than Arizona, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, when it's nice, it was nice to play in front of a full barn, right? Like,
of course.
Montreal is a great place.
Yeah, it's a great place to play.
That was one thing that I missed about when I was playing in Arizona. Like, you're also playing on the West Coast where games aren't starting until 10:30 or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then so it was nice to be in like I don't know how to say this, but just playing like a hockey market again where like fans they care about hockey. Like you turn on the TV, it's all Montreal. Like it's all about the Canadians. Mm-hmm. And there's no football team there or anything, or basketball team or anything like that. So it's all about the Habs and Saturday night at the Bell Center. Yeah, sounds a little bit better than Saturday night at the Gila River Arena or whatever.
You're right.
I was gonna ask you, Cuzzy, like, did you feel a bit just because of? I mean, Montreal. Everyone kind of speaks about the pressure. I mean, we know like going there as a visiting team, like obviously I wasn't playing, but like you could move in the locker room after like the media. Like I'm sure on the home side it's even worse. But like, did you feel more pressure playing there?
Yeah, I mean, I did, but I honestly liked it just because coming from Arizona, right? Like I missed that, like where you almost like miss that added pressure on a Saturday night at the Bell Center or Saturday night hockey night in Canada against the Leafs or something like. That was something I missed. Just the passion and the fire to want to win and want to be successful. And then, I mean, if you had a tough game, you're dealing with the media. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I felt like that was just part of it and something that I was missing the last 2 years. So it was nice. It was a nice change. It got that fire back in me and that added pressure where, I mean, you want to be at your best every night.
Right.
Yeah, a little different animal.
Yeah, it's way different. And then you got traded to Vegas, and you end up. I asked him if I could carry his bags if he needed me for anything. He said, "You better not come near me if we're in Vegas," because he might get booted out of the league
Yeah.
if Nasty shows up. I'm kidding, but you end up going 17 games in the playoffs. So like you guys had a nice little run there.
Yeah, that was I mean, I got there, everything started off well. I was playing lots, and then I think I played 7 games there, and then that's when the whole COVID situation happened.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like I went there and everything was great. Like just playing at T-Mobile, you know what I mean? Like such a fun rink to play in.
Yeah.
Especially at home, like such a different buzz just being in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole COVID situation happened. So I hung around Vegas for probably like, I think it was like a month. I mean, they were nobody was really knew what was going to happen with the whole COVID thing. So I stuck around Vegas, trying to see what was going to happen. Couldn't really do anything. They couldn't leave the house. So I was working out a little bit at home, trying to figure out what was going to happen. And then I ended up coming back home to Ontario and then just waited to see what was going to happen. And then after that, we ended up going back to Vegas and then to the Edmonton bubble for that play-in tournament or whatever it was, the playoffs in the summer there. And then that's where I played those 17 games there in Edmonton with no fans. So,
yeah.
I mean, didn't really get to experience the whole Vegas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as a actual Vegas Golden Knight, it was 7 games where it was a lot of fun and playing some really good hockey on a good team. And then the playoffs, we couldn't play at home. We like a Vegas Golden Knight game at home at T-Mobile is different than playing in the Edmonton bubble with zero.
No one there.
Yeah. Jeez.
Really?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
A little different.
It's disappointing. I wish I could have experienced it better. Had a better experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you? This may be a dumb question. Did you enjoy your time in Nashville as far as hockey? I don't mean off the ice, but
yeah, Nashville's probably one of my favorite spots for sure. Like, didn't know much too about the city too going into it. Like
you had been to Tootsie's. You had been to Tootsie's.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
No, but there's also suburbs and stuff away from like the strip, I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
And it's really easy living there. There's so many nice areas around Nashville and the weather and obviously the passionate fans that they have. I didn't really know too much about, and then playing at Bridgestone was unbelievable. One of my favorite places for sure. It's something that I mean, when I retire, I'll be at least considering to go back there and live there for sure.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Really, really enjoyed it there. It's unbelievable.
I remember him blowing us off. We were there.
I remember
with a flat,
with fans of
Philly.
Philly.
Fans of Philly, and I was trying to get. I had a Nasty Knuckles hat made up. Still wear it. I wear it all the time. It's got your number on it. It's okay though. Don't worry. You didn't hurt my feelings too bad. No, it was fine. You guys. It was no way you could. I know.
I do remember that. You guys were there for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were there for a few days actually.
Yeah, it was
fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. It was a great buzz, man. Like you said, like the fans and like the energy in that city. I was surprised, honestly. I didn't know what to expect down there like that. It was cool.
Yeah, they start early there. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
We had a lot of afternoon games too. Saturday at 1, which I really enjoyed. We actually had a lot of those in Philly too, which I really enjoyed. But like a Saturday night in Nashville with the Preds playing, it gets pretty rowdy. But there's also so many good food spots to eat. And then just where we live, it's easy living as well. Everything's close. Everything's 15 minutes. I really enjoyed it.
That's funny. When we were there, Cuzzy, for that game, we were sitting beside this young, I guess, couple, boyfriend, girlfriend. And this dude, I'm like, I asked him a question. I was asking about the mask. They sell those foam.
Oh, the foam claws.
But it was like a claw or something. So I'm asking this guy, he's decked out, everything he's got on, and his girl in Nashville. And I'm like, hey, like, what's that? And he goes, I don't know, man. It's my first game.
All the gear.
Yeah, he had all new. They bought all this gear. But then he goes, hey, are you Riley Cote? And we're like, and Riley's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, what do you say? I fought with you on. He knew him because of a game from
the video games.
It's
Like the most random guy,
How you
unassuming
pick
guy
someone
in
out?
Nashville, all rocked
It
out.
doesn't have anything with his name on it or anything, but he's like, I feel like I've seen you before,
I was
man.
like, wow, it was like pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah, no chances.
they know their hockey there too. It's a great place to play. It really is.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's probably and the no state tax helps. Like if you're, you know what I mean. Like if you're really a penny pincher and you're looking for that kind of stuff, but it lures guys in. I mean, and it's a great place to live, guys. It's really taken off last couple of years.
Yeah. It seems like it. I could definitely see how guys enjoy playing down there. I'm gonna ask you before we get let you go. Just you obviously had an opportunity to play with a lot of different guys. You touched on a couple of your line mates earlier, but a couple of your favorites and maybe funniest teammates.
Oh, I gotta go. I mean, Jake Voracek's got to be up there. No?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I haven't talked to him obviously in a couple of years, but I lived in his place there in Philly, and is it Old City? Does that sound right?
Old City.
Yeah.
In Old City.
I can't. I'm my mind's. I can't think of Philly, but yeah, Old City. But yeah, I mean, but like super nice guy too, but like awesome. Like made me laugh all the time. But one of the guys that just made me feel more like comfortable is just being a young guy and stuff. Like let me live in his place. Just if you ever need anything, he was there for you. And then he's always the first guy to invite you anywhere if you wanted to have a beer or whatever. He's just one of the best human beings ever. Like he's got to be up there for sure.
Yeah,
I miss that guy.
Yeah, what a character.
He's unbelievable, man. And I was thinking it was great, when Michael Raffle mixed in there. Like that dude is just one of my all-time favorite. Like, guy's so funny, so dry. Some of the shit he would say, he always made me laugh too.
Lots is up there too. Lots is great. I saw him at a wedding actually a couple weeks back. Me and him had a good time. He's another he was another guy that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So we had some good nights in the hotel there when we were Black Ace. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's got a good dry sense of humor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a beauty. Yeah, no doubt.
I was going to ask you real quick, sorry to go backwards there, but I was we were talking about that the 4 overtime game against Carolina. You brought up the sweep. Man, those games all could have gone either way. Game that could have been a 7-game series. It could have been a 4. It could have been a sweep the other way if the puck bounces. But what I was going to ask you is, you basically played 2 games and some. What were you doing in between the periods? Like just hydrate. Was it becoming a mental battle a little bit, or was it more just?
Yeah,
physical?
It was. I mean, and then when you get to like the overtimes, the are so quick. Like usually they're 18 minutes, but then when they get to the overtime, it's like I think it's like 14 minutes. So by the time you take your gear off, I mean the coach is coming in, but like you know how like sometimes you get pizza after a game or whatever.
Yeah.
Because so the pizza was cold, but I was just like I was starving, so I was eating the cold pizza. And then I was having what was I having? I think I was having Gatorade in there mixed in. And then like just anything I could get my hands on just to kind of find that little ounce of energy. But I was just like skating around. I couldn't even hit anymore. Like I'll have to send you a picture of the bruise I had from that game. I'll send it to you and you can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
But, I think it was Brett Pesci ended up hitting me in like the 3rd overtime. Like what? Well, I was like, what are you doing? I can't believe you're hitting me.
Just trying to win a game
here. Hey, let's find one here. Let's get this thing over. And he's just still running around. I'm just like, you're crazy.
I think we were talking about that as well. Like before you came on, like, man, that winning that game or losing that game.
Oh yeah.
What a feeling to win that game. And even going into game 2, like, if you lose that first game, man, like I know you still have plenty of time left, but God, what a deflating loss.
Oh yeah.
Could be. I'd rather just lose 30 seconds into overtime.
Oh yeah, Then go in the distance.
What I mean?
Yeah, right.
But you guys
couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah,
those are the games though that you want to be on the right side, so you remember them You know what I mean? Like you're right. Like I would have like if we lost that game, I would have just lost it 7-0 and coasted through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like you put your ball. Like I remember waking up that night. I think I went to bed at like 4:30 that night because like you get home, you get back to the hotel, you ride the bike or whatever you got to do, and then you got to get back to the hotel. And then the meal. I mean, the meal has probably been there for whatever, a couple hours.
Yeah.
Well, you just somehow find a way to eat it, and then you get into the bed, and you know how after games it's really hard to sleep and all that caffeine and stuff. But I mean, you lay in bed for probably another 45 minutes, and I remember getting to the hotel, and then like finally, you know what? It might have been 5. It might have been 5 a.m. that night, just cause you
Right.
got to do what you got to do after the game, and but those are the games that you'll remember. It's just so fortunate to be on the right side of them because I mean, you remember them a little bit sweeter when your career's all said and done.
Yeah, they're probably hard to bounce back from if you're on the other side of it. You talk about an emotional toll it takes on you. Like, well, it's both ways, but it's definitely on the losing side of that. That's got to take the wind out of your sails big time.
Yeah, especially at home too, right?
Yeah.
Like that's at home for them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. The fan. I don't even know if I remember looking around. A couple of fans were leaving, but other than that, it was still pretty busy. Like it was 1:30 in the morning or whatever it was. I can't remember it was. I
couldn't go to sleep. I watched the whole game. I was
the games start later in the playoffs too, right? At 8:10 or 8:15 or whatever. So
that was crazy. But like I said, Cuzzy, it's you're a great guy, man. We appreciate your time. Hell of a career. You got lots of time left here to play some more years and talk some more smack, score some more goals, hopefully raise that silver cup at some point.
Yeah. Stay greasy.
Yeah.
All right, boy. Yeah, that's it. Hey, you're not the only coach that says that to me, too. That's right. Hey, little grease to your game.
Yeah,
got to.
Right. That's
got
right.
to.
Hey, man.
All right, boys.
Best of luck, brother. We appreciate you, man. Best of luck, Cuzzy. Send me that picture, too.
Yes, I will. No problem. Thanks for having me, boys. That was fun. That was a blast.
All right, big thanks to Nick Cousins for hopping on.
Cuzzy.
What a beauty.
God, is he funny, man.
Yeah.
God, I love that guy.
Yeah, he was fun to coach. He was fun to listen to on the bench, man. He had some good chirps for sure.
Always
nice
out of the side of his mouth. Always talking.
Oh, yeah.
See guys turn to look at him. I used to laugh.
Just saying those random things. Yeah.
What did he say? He's a beauty.
Yeah, he certainly plays with a chip on his shoulder. I love his game.
He does.
Yeah.
And he's, obviously, like we talked about, like playing with Bennett and Kachuk there, their line was very, very good in the playoffs. But like it just shows you, like he does have skill.
Oh yeah,
like, he's a skilled player. I know he doesn't score 20 goals a year, but he's a really good player, real smart player too.
Yeah,
he
really
is a smart
is,
hockey player. He gets the game.
Yeah,
I feel like he always did, even when he was first coming in. His first few games with the Flyers, he always seemed to make the right decisions with the puck. Anyway.
Yeah.
So. Loved having him here, though. God, was he funny. We had that group, him and Raffle. And, like we talked about. Crew. God, man. Fucking always laughing.
Yep. It's that time, Nast.
Is it that time?
Oh, yeah.
Clear question time?
Mm-hmm.
Brought to you by our friends at Klyr Rum. Nasty 2023 gets you 35% off your order.
Whew.
So please use that. I'm telling you, people. That's why we're missing a few here.
Looks a little depleted here, Nast. You're like sneaking some cans.
A little bit. Yeah.
You're liking the fruity ones, don't you?
I do. They're good, man. God, they're so good. I like the water too. I like them all. I like them all. You know that.
We're going to have to hit our friends up to
we need some
you.
more, boys. Sorry. We keep kind of running through these. We took some to the tailgate, too, a while back, which we shouldn't have because they had plenty there for everyone.
Bringing sand to the beach.
I know, right? But Klyr Rum, check it out, and it's time for those questions.
It is, baller.
Let's go. We got Anthony Giampaolo leading us off. He said, how do the guys in the locker room feel when a guy is holding out for a contract in training camp?
Wow. Let you kind of answer that because you were a player. I mean, I know what I would hear, but you probably...
Well, I think it could be a little bit different in every situation, right? Depending on what the ask is and what they're actually holding out against. But I think guys somebody understand, but then also at the same time, if they're really like flexing, and depending on the guy too, right? There's some guys that like this can't fly, and there's certainly some guys that can fly with. I think, right, based on their character and how guys are respecting them. But no, I would think it's a little bit of understanding because obviously it's their livelihood,
Right.
but also depending on the situation itself, it could be like one of those where guys are looking at each other and like, what's this guy doing? Just take the offer and let's move on, but I mean, maybe you can comment on that because every situation's so different, right? I mean, they're not quite all the same. I mean,
they're not quite all the same. I mean, I don't think in my 25, 26 years, I don't ever remember anyone being like, oh, that asshole, like, like you said, but I don't think I was ever involved with a team or a player that I don't want to say wasn't liked, but where they thought the ask was like ridiculous. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Simone Gagne had a little bit of a holdout the one year, but it went. They got it done quickly, and no one was like, well, like this guy scores 35, like and I think the deal was only like $5 million a year back then, and he was scoring a lot of goals, right? I think that's the one I could think of the most, but. I don't remember guys actually, like you said, it is a business and you got to look after yourself. But if there's guys that are like, the ask is ridiculous, you're like, hey, buddy, like, come on.
If there's no
you're
realism
end up
to
costing
it,
yourself.
Hey, well, exactly.
You might not get anything.
That's exactly gotta be realistic with it.
Yeah, that's a great question though, because if you do have a guy like that just the ask is ridiculous. Like I think. Guys might be like, oh.
Scoff at it a little bit.
But I don't think they're going to bear him to the media or to.
Right.
So, great question.
Yep, no doubt.
We got Flyers Flock over on Twitter. He asks, is having a veteran player that's probably on the verge of retirement, like Mark Stahl, for example, genuinely helpful for development, or is it just a bad cliche?
I mean, I truly believe these older guys can help with development. There's no question. I mean, you got a guy that's a seasoned pro. He knows the routine. He knows how to take care of himself.
He's done it a long time.
He's heard it from several coaches. There's so many little things, to be taught and passed down to the young guys. To me, it's like having an older guy like that, I mean, is super important. Especially if you're in this rebuild, you know what I mean? Yes. You really got to take care of these young guys. You're not just patching holes with guys that don't have experience that can just fill, roster space.
Right.
To me, I mean, you look back, when they signed Yager,
right.
Like to me, that was Hart knows best year, one of G's better years. And I mean, a lot of guys around him. You've seen this guy that's like, a living legend. Well, first of all, in Yogs, I mean, maybe not the same as Mark Stahl right now, but like. But nonetheless, that veteran presence, he comes in, he's teaching these guys how to be pros, and giving them confidence and in their ear talking all the time. To me, having those types of guys around is super helpful for development.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. And I know you got to be careful with your roster spots. You can't just be like, oh, we're going to bring this over.
Right.
But there's a guy like Stalzy who has played the game this long, right? So he's kept himself in shape like all of them do. All the brothers. Eric still played this year.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's huge, especially we've had guests on, we've had guys that play now. The game's changed. It's great to have a guy like that that's like, hey, no, like this is how you should be as a pro,
right.
Like you said. I remember Pronger coming in, and I know he was playing, and he was more than just, oh, here's an old guy coming in.
Right.
But day one, I remember we started training camp and he came in and he was headed up to the gym because, as you know, and you may have heard him do this before too, he looked in the room and like any young kids over there, he was like, hey, let's go. Mm-hmm. And he took them up there every day. Yogs did the same thing. You had Matt Reed, you had Simmer, you had Jake, had Braden Shen. Every day he called it Yarmer Yager camp. Hockey camp, because he was taking those kids up there before and after. And look at those guys' numbers, too, as young kids. Matt Reed, I know he was a little older because he went to college, but he had 20-plus goals, if I'm not mistaken, his first year. I think it's huge to have a guy like him, and Stahl can still play. He just went on a damn run here for the Stanley Cup as well.
Yeah.
I think it does nothing but help.
Yeah. Yeah, and then to what you're saying, like the guy's got to be able to play.
Right.
Obviously, you're not just
Yeah.
patching the hole with an older guy that's going to
Right.
be the 7th or 8th defenseman. Like he'll play, and he'll be good for the guys. I mean, I think it's a great move.
I think it's needed too, and I don't mean just the Flyers. I mean like just kids, these young kids.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Delorier, D'Lo was telling us about Zegras. Hey,
Yeah.
you got to be early's on time. You're not. You get here 2 minutes till 9 for 9. No, you need to be here 15 minutes before. Make sure you got my coffee.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
respect and showing respect to the staff, the trainers, the coach, everyone. I think something like that's huge.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep. No doubt.
One final one from Craig Baker over on Twitter.
Bakesy.
Are the Flyers a playoff team if Atkinson and Couturier stay healthy all season?
I would say they're going to give it an honest run. I think they're going to challenge that last wild
Do
card
you
spot.
really? Do they want to?
Well, that's another question.
And I'm
do
not
they want
saying
to? Yeah, right.
You're not. I'm not getting into that again. Losing on purpose. I don't mean it like that.
No, yeah. Well, do they want to?
How good do you want to be? Like, obviously, it's not the Bedard. We're way
sweepstakes,
ahead,
yeah,
but
right.
like, I don't know.
But I mean, you add a couple pieces like that. I know they maybe lost a little bit of offense, but you replace some veteran leadership in there, some point production in there,
Yeah.
and face-offs. I don't think they were that. We've talked about this before. They weren't that far off. I mean,
They really weren't.
I mean,
Especially if they
break it
did
down.
have those guys healthy.
But as far as a playoff team, I think they'll make a run. I don't think they'll squeeze in. That's my prediction.
I would love them to. I
Yeah.
just feel like we haven't been to the playoffs enough around here, obviously, in
Yeah.
a long time. Even when I was still with the team 3 years ago. I mean, that was the last time they were in the playoffs, obviously. But and actually, I had a chance to go to the conference final there. But I would love for them to make.
Yeah, I would love it too.
But then on the other hand, like looking at what they're trying to do, the rebuild, like it's kind of like when Hex was here. Like everyone drove me nuts. We've talked about this before with Dave Haxtell. Like this guy's a phenomenal coach, and he made the playoffs twice with
yeah,
a team that probably shouldn't make playoffs, right? Like realistically, twice he did it. So I don't know if that sets you back if you're making the playoffs. When you're rebuilding, like we're trying to do here. So it's interesting, but I don't think they're gonna get into the playoffs this year. I just don't. I don't know if they have enough power. But God, who knows?
yeah.
I mean, Torts is they're gonna be playing harder.
Well, they're going to be
tonight. We
they're
know
going to
that.
be competing, and the games are going to be tighter.
Yeah.
Which they were last year. There was an improvement there, the way they were losing and
100%
everything.
There was, yeah.
Maybe they're squeezing out a few extra wins, but I'm not sure they're quite there. But
I think you lost a lot on the back end.
yeah, that would be
Losing
the whole.
Provy, like you like Provy, you don't like Provy.
Yeah,
You just got rid of a guy that eats a lot of minutes, takes every face-off in the defensive.
Right.
He's always on the ice there. People don't realize that a lot. And D'Angelo with his points, I know it kind of went south for him and Torts there. Didn't work out the way they wanted, but I don't know. I think you're going to
see a little gap there.
I
Yeah.
think, but
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe these younger kids step in and
Yeah.
and they get
That's what
more
you hope
minutes
for.
and that's exactly what you hope for. So we'll see. Great question.
Yeah. And that's a wrap, Nast.
That's it. I guess
Good
you're
questions
gonna
in the books.
go to probably Miami today or
Actually, I'm going to Burning Man in the desert.
which desert?
2 hours outside of Reno in Nevada.
Concert?
That one. It's a concert festival.
What kind of festy? What kind of festy?
All kinds of stuff going on.
Like what? Like what? Or the
What was
the
music?
Doors type of
no,
stuff?
not the Doors.
No, I meant
it's
like when they went out to the desert.
Oh yeah, well, it's like a kind of mini Woodstock, I guess you could say. A lot of art, a lot of different camps and different parties.
Up before you go.
It's just trimmed up.
Actually, it might be a little.
Trimmed up. I actually trimmed up the salad too. You didn't notice?
Let me see. Well, it's hard when it's in a man bun.
Well, it wasn't earlier. You didn't notice?
I did actually. It looked long as hell. I didn't think you trimmed it at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll have fun, man.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome, actually.
See some frosty tips poking out.
Frosties? No, I'm not frosting it up.
No?
I think I'm going to buzz it down.
Are you?
I think so.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I'm going to get Debo and Baller to do it with me. We're going to be like triumvirate, fuck, shaved heads,
Let's do it.
three Musketeers. Come on,
I don't
Baller.
think
man, you
Baller's
gotta
on
do
board.
it. Baller's got to.
He's growing the shag
He's
out.
trying to clean it up, except for his get to get you a razor for your face, bro. Like, come on, man. You got girls, all those ladies I see hitting on you. They like that baby face when you shave it up. Baller, you too. You guys are too young to have beards. Look at this guy. This thing's like ZZ Top, for God's sakes.
This thing is manicured right now.
It actually is pretty good. I saw Tuna the other day. Shout out to Tuna. He helped me out with a couple things, and he had he lost a lot of weight.
Did
man.
he?
He
Yeah, I
looks
haven't seen
good.
him
he
since
worked out.
last year.
Looks good. He looks like he did that year when we won the cup.
Oh, yeah?
too,
Yeah,
but
he
he
was
really
jacked
got in
up.
shape. He looks great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Manicured his beard up a bit.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah, but he buzzes it down up top there, right down to the wall.
Oh, yeah. He's got the barber.
It's like
and
Sudsy.
yeah.
Sudsy always says, I got to gel it up before I go out.
Gel it up, yeah.
His Kojak. Bald head. You don't even know. You guys are too young to know who Kojak is. Anyway,
That's a wrap.
it's a wrap. It's 125
In
in
the-
the books.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun out at Cochese.
Yeah.
And it is
I'll try.
What's it called?
Burning Man.
Oh yeah, Burning Man.
I'll send you a couple pics.
You bet. You'll forget.
Yeah, probably.
You'll know how to work your phone by then.
Until next time, next week,
See ya.
we'll be back. Episode 126. See you, knuckleheads.